It is the Illinois Players Show. I'm Patrick Quinn, and he is Marcus Liberty. All right, Marcus, it is the week we've been waiting for all season. Illinois finally has a number one seed. I guess they're a number 3 overall number one, if that makes sense to you. They've also climbed up to number 2 in the top 25 polls, according to the Associated Press.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, man, that's their highest ranking so far this season. And with all of that accolade comes people that notice. Now, people noticed in 1988-89 season, the Flying Illini. How could they not? That was such a wonderful team that brought so many memories to us all. I'm still shocked to this day how you guys did not win it all, but that's a conversation that we'll have with Nick Anderson one day.
Right. That's right. We could definitely get Nick on one day and talk about that.
And then, because he's up for it, I know he is. And then 2005, that storyline of a team, they should have won, but they couldn't hit a bucket with 4 minutes left to go in the game. So that was kind of the ending of that. But this team is one of the most scariest teams in the NCAA tournament. A lot of people have them going up against Gonzaga in the finals, me being one of them. I know you don't fill out a bracket, Marcus.
No, I don't fill out a bracket, but that's a nice matchup. You know, that would probably be one of the highest watch, Final Fours if those two teams match up.
Oh, I totally agree. Because you got one team that's America's team in the Illini, and you got another team that's possibly going to go undefeated for the entire season. So that storyline would be just fabulous. So the big thing that I noticed in the 88-89 season, I'm trying to set up everything here. When you guys lost in the Final Four to Michigan, your team still brought in recruits. Jimmy Collins was still bringing guys to Champaign. Deion Thomas was on his way. You had a guy in Shelley Clark that no one knew Shelley Clark, who he was. He was good. You had Kiwan Garris. I mean, bless his heart, he missed those foul shots against Mizzou, but he was an amazing basketball player. You've got Bryant Notree. He came in too, one of the greatest three-point shooters in Illinois history. And then in 05, I don't know what happened in 05. They didn't bring anybody in after Darren and Dee left and Luther.
Yeah, that's where I think it started to drop off, big time. And for whatever reason, certain coaches, when you get in, I'm just going to say a big time conference, and you used to being in these smaller conferences, and you trying to recruit, sometimes it's hard to relate. You can't relate because you never really tried to recruit a 5-star because you was at a low major, school. So now it's hard for you to, understand and put your head around, how do I go in there and get those 5-star players? Because that's what you need. I'm not saying you need a whole team full of 5-star players, but you do need some 5-star players to get over those humps sometimes.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. Because what happened after the 05 season, I think Bruce Weber continued to find guys that were great at Southern Illinois University, but they were not great basketball players that could play in the Big Ten. I mean, you got to remember, Bruce Weber spent like 30 years as a top assistant at Purdue. He knew how to recruit guys, but I don't think he ever brought the caliber of guys to Illinois that he should have brought to that he should have brought to Illinois. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Like Robbie Hummel should have been an Illinois Fighting Illini basketball player. Right. He should have. The writing was on the wall. Everything I saw early. I mean, if we talk to Robbie, he might have a different story now. But
right.
You know,
but it's hard, man. When you got to have the right pieces on the bench too that can go in there and recruit.
Amen.
Top kids. And when you start winning, they start knocking at your door though. So you don't have to go out.
Which is currently happening.
That's right.
That's currently happening. So what have you seen? What have you heard people coming out of the woodwork all of a sudden wanting to be an Illini now. This is great, by the way. I love it.
Well, Patrick, you got to look at it like this. If you are being on television a lot, kids see that, and they watch it, and they seeing the style of play. They watching the intensity of Underwood, the head coach. They watching how he's pump fist, and they watching the locker room. When he comes in the locker room and they showering him, he's pumping and saying, these motivational speaks, talks, and he's all excited. So these kids see that. They want to be a part of it. So they like, man, I want to go to Illinois. Man, the way they be balling, you see how they be letting Capello throw those passes and how he be moving, and Io's pulling up for the mid-range jump shot, not just all about the three-pointers. And then we got the big fella inside, the dominator, So kids want to play. They want to come, man. Come on, bring you guys. Come on, go to the University of Illinois.
I love it. I love the passion. And you can tell that the guys genuinely like each other too. I mean, they got their arms around each other. There was a picture from Marley, a woman at WCIA in Champaign. She took a picture of all the Fighting Illini basketball players as they were waiting on a foul shot to be taken. And then over there on the corner were Iowa basketball players just kind of like, I hope we get out of here. I hate Illinois, that kind of thing. And actually, one of the so Jordan Bohannon retweeted it and said that was garbage and that doesn't mean anything. And I think he kind of he took it personal. Illinois fans will yell at Iowa players, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't want people yelling at college athletes.
Yeah, but it's okay to cheer for your team, and it's okay to not like the other team. But when you start name calling and things like that, you're stepping over the line, and that is someone's child.
It is. And the kids are 20, 21, 22 years old, man. Come on.
No doubt. But it does feel good to beat, teams that was beating up on you for a very long time, and now all of a sudden it's changing. It's changing.
Yeah, the tides are changing. That's really nice to see. So it's nice to see all the people that are finding out who the Fighting Illini are and what that program is about. I think the difference from this year to 05 is going to be drastically different because I just see the stock continuing to rise. And the great thing about this, Marcus, and I want to hear your thoughts on this, and then we'll wrap it up. But this is where Brad Underwood wants to be. He doesn't want to be at Kansas. He doesn't want to be at North Carolina or Duke. He wants to stay. So if Illinois continues to win, he can keep rebuilding, right?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Lou Henson did it. Lou Henson stayed at the University of Illinois for a very long time because he kept winning. He kept winning. Dean Smith, North Carolina, he kept winning. I think the fans and alumni of us, we like what we see in Underwood. And I think if we continue to get the players, and he will continue to get the support, to keep getting those top tier players and build that program, because we all know you got Chicago, you got Missouri, you got all these, cities and states, right next to the university, to Illinois, the state. Mm-hmm. You can get top tier kids just within that state, but then you got a guy like Antigua who can go to New York and go get a New Yorker and get him to commit to, because he has those relationships. And Chin Coleman, he has the relationship in Chicago, and now he's tapping into the California market. So we have those type of coaches that can get out there and get the kids, man. And plus my man Chin, he has that swag, so he dresses like him, he has the new kicks. So these kids love that, man, and it's an easy sell.
So you're talking about it's all relatable. That's what it boils down to.
That's exactly what it is, man.
You're a product of that.
Yes, and to come to be a top, tier player to go to the University of Illinois was special to me, because when I made that commitment, I saw all the fans. I'm getting letters. I'm getting, articles written up about me in the newspaper, about me staying home, staying to the state, and being ranked nationally and committed to the University of Illinois.
Love it. Love it, man. So we're going to look forward to the NCAA March Madness Tour. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to be glued to my TV from Friday until Monday, and then wishing that the games were still on after that. So,
man, let's keep this going, man. Io, you said it best, man. Unfinished business. Let's take care of that business.
To host a player show or appear as a player on a player show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.